Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Chef Bae here, and today we're about to make a good old country dinner. We're going to make some neck bones. So I made sure my neck bones were cleaned. I added some water and vinegar and I removed any debris. Next, I'm going to season my neck bones up with some Chef Bae seasoning salt and some Chef Bae smoked paprika. Before we get too far into the video, I need you guys to do me the biggest favor and hit that like button for me. Smash that like button for me so we can get the video into the algorithm and so we can keep these videos getting cranked out. So once we have our neck bones nice and seasoned, we want to make sure they're coated and well incorporated with that seasoning and looking just like this. So next, we're going to move on to our vegetables. I have one onion. I'm going to take that. I'm going to slice that up. I also have a bell pepper that I'm going to slice up as well. These neck bones are so nostalgic. Growing up, my grandparents used to make these often, along with a lot of other country soul food type of dishes. I mean, my granddad was born in the 20s and my grandma was born in the early 30s. So a lot of these recipes that I like to make or reminisce upon is just recipes that I remember from growing up that really touched my soul. And sometimes I make these recipes and I just miss my grandparents like crazy. So I definitely dedicate this video to them. So we're going to go ahead and dice up our garlic, and now I'm going to pull out my old grandma pan and we're going to add our onions, our bell pepper, and some garlic to the bottom of the pan. Next, I'm going to take those seasoned neck bones and I'm going to put those on top of the bed of veggies we just cut up. As you can see, I have some more vegetables that I didn't add. Now is when we're going to add them. We're going to place them all over top of the neck bones and around the sides as well. How many of you guys own one of these roasting pans? If you do, leave me a comment below and let me know how long you've had your pan. It's something about these roasting pans that just has magic and seasoning in it. And if you use this type of pan, your food is guaranteed to come out delicious. So next, I have a bowl of water. I'm going to add in a Lipton onion soup packet and I'm going to mix that up very well until it's thoroughly combined. Now I'm going to take that mixture and I'm going to pour it along the sides of this pan, and any extras I'm going to pour on top of the meat. So I have my oven preheated for 350 degrees and I'm going to cook these in the oven for about 2 hours. If you have an instant pot that you're using, you can achieve the same results in about an hour 15 minutes. So I let these neck bones cook for about an hour. I checked them, they look great, and now I'm going to add in about 2 teaspoons of browning, and I'm going to mix that browning into the juices, and it's going to look something similar to this. Now I'm going to put this back into the oven, but I'm not going to put the top on it. So we're going to let this bake for another hour. And while those neck bones are baking, I'm going to hurry up and make me some quick green beans. I personally like to snap the ends off. Some people don't, and that's perfectly fine. It's just a preference that I personally like to do. So now I'm going to start off with the base for my green beans. I actually have some pork jowl, which reminds me of bacon, or you can use smoked ham hocks. You can also use smoked turkey. Whatever your preference is, I say go with that. Now I have my pot on medium-high heat. We're going to cook this jowl until it's golden brown, which can take about 2 to 3 minutes. You can see it's kind of getting stuck, but that's no problem at all. Next, we're going to take some onion. We're going to toss that in. I'm going to cook this onion for another 2 to 3 minutes while stirring it around. Then we're going to take some garlic, freshly peeled, and throw that in as well. For this recipe, I'm using whole cloves of garlic. If you prefer to dice your garlic up into little pieces, you can definitely do that as well. Now I'm going to throw in my green beans. I'm going to cook them for about maybe a minute or two, and then I'm going to take my chicken broth and I'm going to pour that in as well. And I'll leave the information in the description box below as far as measurements go. So I'm going to add in some of my favorite seasoning, which is my all-purpose Chef Bae seasoning. You can find my products on my website, cuttingupwithbae.com. I'll also leave the link for the seasonings in the description box below as well. You guys can use promo code BAE, B-A-E, and you guys can get 20% off of your entire order, whether it's cookbooks, seasonings, or garlic butter. So in addition to the Chef Bae seasoning that we're going to use, I'm also going to add a little more garlic powder and onion powder. Now that I let my green beans cook, I'm going to add in some white potatoes towards the end of the cooking process. I usually add the white potatoes in about 30 minutes before the green beans are done, and that gives it enough time to get nice and tender. Now our green beans finished up right on time because our neck bones are done as well. This is how they look, and trust me, they are so tender. I can barely scoop them out the pan without them falling apart. Now's the time to make some gravy if you want to, but I'm so greedy and greasy, I don't even need the gravy. I'm just gonna eat them just like this. So I have me some rice here. I'm gonna put that on my plate. I have some of those delicious green beans that just got finished cooking. I'm gonna load those up with a couple extra potatoes on top. And now I'm gonna grab me a good 2 or 3 neck bones, and I'm gonna sit it right on top of this rice. You know, sometimes when you get neck bones, they're extra meaty, and sometimes you might need an extra neck bone or two because it's more bone. But I was able to get away with 2 neck bones. These look perfect. I'm going to add some of that juice on top, and I'm looking at my cabinet as we speak for some hot sauce to top all of this off. But as you can see, these neck bones are so tender, I can just fork the meat right off. And just another view, oh my goodness, this is some good old country eating, you guys. I love me some neck bones. Like I said, they're nostalgic. They really take me back to being a child. And I hope you guys enjoy this recipe as much as I do. I'll see you soon.